Hello nerds! Welcome back to another weekly update! It took a while, I'm so sorry. First I got distracted by all the stuff I could do. No, I had a nerve treatment. And then I got put back by the nerve again. So it's not totally okay yet. However, we're doing loads better. Today, we're gonna talk about 2 books, 2 sweaters, and a hair tie. First up is the books. I have been reading Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay, and I DNF'd it because it was too gross. And that never happened before. And I don't know why. I think I'm not in a horror mood anymore, maybe? I don't know. I thought it was. But I'm having a hard time lately with it. I don't, this book I could not handle at all. Which normally, that type of, normally I'm not, I'm fine with any kind of border body stuff. But right now I'm not, and therefore I was also, before that I had issues with some of the children's horror books because I thought they were too horror-y for children. So I'm not sure if this is just my mood that I don't want gross things. I don't know what's happening to me. I don't know. I was enjoying it, but it is very graphic. Also the setting. This book is about adults that are making a movie, and they all know each other from school. And they are making a movie about teenagers. And this movie is about teenagers inflicting stuff on another child. But apparently they're doing it real life as adults while filming the movie. And for you willing to be okay with that, that freaks me out. And I want to say it starts slow, but I don't think the first step is actually slow at all. That would not be, that would already cross the line for me. And it did cross the line for a lot of people there. And then the next step is huge, tremendous, and they're all fine with it without any hesitation. And I was driving and this shit was happening. I was like, no, I can't do it. So I DNF'd it for now. The book isn't bad. It's just I can't handle it right now. I might come back to this later when I need a very gory, scary book. But apparently right now I can't handle it. Which makes me a tiny bit sad. What also made me sad was the Umbrella Mouse. I finished this, and this is a war story. Where I just read The Turnkey of Highgate Cemetery, and I was totally fine with it being war story. There was a lot of other stuff going on. Then in this, there is no other stuff. It is just war. And we, see this war through the eyes of animals. But it's still war. And I don't vibe with war stories. And this is a true war story. And therefore my enjoyment of it was not great. I did not like it. Don't get me wrong. I think the book is very well written. I think the message in there is very important. There's this whole segment in the back where she explains how the animal characters are tied into real life persons that existed and fought in the war. It's just not for me. So my enjoyment is a 2. I didn't hate it. I don't like it either. However, the book is very well written. And I do think it's an important story. So I don't know what to rate it. Because I feel like a 2 is not fair. But that was my enjoyment of it. Also, I don't know what to do. And that were also the only books I've read. I haven't been reading. Currently I'm watching the Olympics and not reading at all while I do knitting or crocheting. I just watch the Olympics. So that's not helping either. Obviously we start camp on Friday and I don't think I can finish a book before that when I start it now, so I don't start. Essentially. So I'll have to make up for it this weekend. I will be daily vlogging that. So again, it is going to be a bit weird with the weekly update. I'm not sure. If you get one, it will be at the end of the weekend or at the end of the next week. I might skip that week and do it in the beginning of the week after. I'm still trying to figure this out while doing reading vlogs. So thank you for your patience and sticking to me. Next up, knitting. Knitting wise, I have finished the hair tie. I started it and finished it within 2 hours. It is very easy. This is a small version. The pattern asks for mohair. I just did it with sock yarn because that's what I had and I wanted it black. It looks very cute on me. But it is so hard to take pictures of. So this is how it looks. It is just straight knitting, back and forward, back and forward. You have to increase and decrease, and that's all. You just tie it in your hair like this. And there you go. I absolutely love it. I want more of these things. I will definitely be making more. I do want to make some with mohair. But I only have one skein of mohair because I can't handle mohair. But the thing for a hair tie, you know, it's not touching me. So it might be fine. I just have to wear gloves while knitting it because I have issues. But I really, really like it. I do definitely recommend this pattern. It is very clear. It is very simple. It is very easy. And I do want to try to make crochet versions of these. I think with single crochet that it would also look really cute. And I just want to try. And then I have knit and crochet versions. So I think it's cute. I love it. And then I am knitting my sweater. This is the pattern of My Favorite Adventure by Dragonheart Designs. I love this pattern. I love the fit of this sweater. I'm gonna make loads of these. This is the first ever knitted sweater I make, but I can already tell this is going to keep this is going to be one of my favorite patterns of all time. It is very versatile. And again, I like the fit. So, here we are. I have finished the body. This is the ribbing. The body is blocked except for that much at the bottom. It feels so soft. This sweater is made with the tree bark yarn on blue Leicester. Yeah, blue face Leicester yarn. Sock yarn from WWII. It is a very, very pretty. And it's all together with Cool Wool for Socks by Danica. This is color 7712. And I love this sweater. However, we hit a bump. A hard one. The fit is great. Honestly, I'm not gonna try it. It's 30 degrees right now. But, you know, it looks good. And the sleeve is almost done. I think I need 1 or 2 centimeters more. Because there is going to be a cuff for 4 centimeters. However, when I put it on to see if I was close with my sleeve. It turned out I was. However, in my decrease, I am doing this magic loop. And the big thing with magic loop is that the risk is that you get a ladder like this, where it is stitches, you know. And you don't really see it when it's this close. However, when it's on my arm, you do. And I was so close to finishing the sleeve. And I was like, oh, I can finish the other sleeve in 2 days. And then, you know, in 3 days, the sweater is going to be done. And I was so excited. I put it on and there was this huge ladder. There is a chance I can fix it. I'm not sure. If I can't fix it, I need to rip back this much. So it's here now. And this is where the ladder starts. So this all has to be ripped out if I don't fix it. The easiest way to not get this for me is just to buy a smaller circular needle. I thought I could knit the sleeves on 40 centimeter circular needle. It turns out that was too big. So I have to see if my yarn store has a 20-25 centimeter needle. So, you know, not a needle, but a cord for these needles. So I could put it on there. And then it won't happen again, at least. And I'm going to for my ever first knitting / crocheting afternoon in the shop there. And that's where I want to buy the cord, see if they have it. Oh, it's also a bit here. This is where the pickup is. I think I can see that. I don't know. It sucks. I basically have to redo the whole sleeve if I don't fix it. And it, you know, if I do, it's still gonna happen in the next sleeve when I use these needles. I don't like magic loop. I don't like it because you have to keep turning. And you really have to put the sweater, like, whereas with just circular needles, it just goes in around and around, and then it gets tight on itself and you have to undo it. But it takes longer. And now every half round I have to switch, and I don't like that. So I don't do it as much. This is, you know, if you do it a lot, you can prevent this, you know. It is practice make perfect with this method. The problem is I didn't practice and I don't really want to. So I am going to buy the other cord. I was debating it, but I'm definitely sure now. I have been thinking about this for 3 days. This also made me not want to touch this right now until I have my new cable needle. So I hope they have it in a shop on Wednesday. And then it will be way easier for me to make the sleeves nice. And then I'm fine with ripping it out. It doesn't have to be, because then I know I can just make them pretty and I won't have this issue again. However, I did want it to work on a sweater badly. Preferably a crochet one. I was missing crocheting. And I do intend to cast on the next sweater after this is finished, a knitted sweater, and it's going to be for my neighbor. So I'm okay if I have 2 sweaters on the go, as long as one is knit, one is crochet. And then another debacle started. The swatching debacle. I wanted to do the Danica sweater from Tinderbooks. I had the yarn for it. This is this upcycled alpaca blend from Hobie that I was intended to use. It says on their site that it has the same gauge as the pattern asks for. So I start swatching with the needles that is required. It was way too big. I then started swatching with a full needle down, and it was perfect, but then I had to block it, and this is alpaca. alpaca tends to stretch, and it did. My sweat grew from the perfect gauge to, I don't know, it felt so off. It was huge, huge, huge. And I was devastated because I really wanted to make this sweater. But the gauge was so, or it was perfect until I was wet blocking it. So I was like, steam blocking is probably going to be better. With steam blocking, it doesn't grow as much. However, I don't have a steamer. I asked my neighbor, but she doesn't have a steamer as well. So I could not try that. And I was very hesitant to do so. So then I started swatching for the Amalie sweater by Hobie with their Winter Glow yarn. And first off, I immediately started with half a needle size down. It was still too big, so I went a full size down. That one is actually on the gauge, and it didn't grow as much with blocking. But that one is still wet, so I can't show you. However, I kept pushing the alpaca one in while it was drying. And I just kept pushing it in to hopefully undo the stretching of it by washing it. And luckily it did. It was dry today. And I measured it again and it was exactly the same. So therefore I was confident enough to actually cast on the sweater. However, I still want to buy a steamer to clean my sweater because the bigger an item is, the more growth it's gonna get. Because if it grows 2 millimeters every row, the cage swatch is only so much, many rows. The sweater is going to be 5 times as big, and that means 5 times the growth. So I still want to buy a steamer, but at least now I have more time to buy it. And I did start the Danica sweater by Tinderbox today. And this is where we're at. This is a sweater with a cowl, and it has these cute ties, and you crochet with double crochet. Then you need to make holes, then you fold the double crochet over so the ties are now snug inside, and then I'm now currently crocheting the rest of the cowl. This is how it looks so far. It's nothing yet, but I love it anyways. I am very glad that I have a sweater to work on and that I actually have like this is the intended yarn for that intended pattern. I've been wanting to make that pattern for a long while. After my first Clara sweater. It is by the same designer, so I am very happy. This is a very sporty looking one. It is very different. So I'm just glad I have a project until I can finish the other sweater. And it's nice to crochet again. Crochet is so relaxing. It is less tense for me than knitting is. Because of how you hold stuff. So yeah. This is what I've done so far today. I started in this afternoon. It's now evening. So I'm very, very happy about it. And I can't wait to get there where we actually, you know, get onto the body. I have never done this construction, obviously. So I'm very curious to see how it unfolds. But I already love this look. The cord is way too long. I had no clue how much I needed. She specifies length. However, she intends you to braid with yarn and use that as a cord. I just love this cord, so I wanted to have this one, and then I didn't know because it was definitely not the measurements she asked for, since, you know, we were not braiding it. I will cut them, but I want to be able to fit it and see where it ends and then cut it where I like it, basically. So that were all the knitting and crocheting projects. I don't really have acquisitions. However, last time I forgot to show you the sock clip from June. This is again from Atelier Wool Based. This one I have ordered on her extra fine superwash merino, so it's a more luxurious one than her basic socks. This was the inspiration picture, and this is how it came out. I now have 2 red skeins, which makes me want to undo the whole scarf I did. Or I just started. It's not a whole scarf. Because right now it looks like I only need 2 skeins of specialty yarn for the adventurous sweater. So I could actually make a sweater out of these 2 skeins. And I'd rather do that than a scarf. That's also why I really wanted to finish this sweater, because I have so many ideas for this pattern. I just want to know how much yarn I exactly use so I can plan out all those sweaters I want to make with this pattern. Because I thought I would need 3 skeins, but it looks like it's only going to be 2 and only 1 contrast color, and that gives me a whole lot of more options, because if I only need 1 contrast color, this, my favorite sock clip yarn, can be a sweater. And that is something I'm very excited for. I've not been watching anything. I haven't really been gaming a lot. So that was it for this week. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, nerds!